I am now going to show you how to deposit your thesis into symplectic elements. A deposit of your thesis into symplectic elements in turn creates a submission into Apollo. The first thing you need to do is log in with Raven. So you need to click the Raven login button. If you get a permission denied message, then you will need to visit the research information website where you'll be able to find more information about accessing elements. I have now logged in via Raven and I'm into symplectic elements. Please note that this is a testing area that I'm using for this demonstration. Therefore, when you submit into the live system, the background here will not be green. So the first thing you need to do is add a publication. You can add a publication by going to the My Summary section at the bottom of the page. By clicking Add, you'll be able to find the publication type that you would like to deposit. On this occasion, we are depositing a thesis, so I shall click Thesis. You'll be now asked to enter the title as it appears on the front page of your thesis. You should enter the full title here. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'll be putting Catherine Test Submission. But you should enter your full title. There are two options here. You can either skip or search. Searching will search the whole system to check that there is nothing that matches the title that you've entered into this box. As your thesis is individual to yourself, there should be no matches in the system. So on this occasion, we can simply just skip. There are now a number of different boxes that you should fill in, and you should follow these in the order as they go down the page. Anything with a red asterisk is mandatory and must be filled in. As you go through this page, you'll see there are a number of question marks down the right-hand side next to boxes. These question marks, if you hover over them, will give you more information about what is required of you in that box. So we're now going to fill in these boxes, and I'll explain further as we go through what you may need to think about when filling in the boxes. So first of all, what is your relationship with this thesis? So you are the author of, therefore you click author of, and you'll see that my name has been pulled through into the thesis author box here. External email address. Now here you should put in your external email address for contact. This is so that if you leave the university and you no longer have access to your Cambridge email address, we can contact you about your thesis at a later date if it's required. For this demonstration, I'm just going to put my Cambridge one in, but you should make sure that you put an external email address in. Awarding institution. The drop-down box gives you just the one option, University of Cambridge. Supervisors. Here you can list any supervisors that you had during your time working on your thesis. For this demonstration, I'm going to put my colleague Bayer into this box here. So you type in their surname and their first name, and you press add, and the system will search and make sure that they find the right person for you. So this is my colleague, and I'm going to click yes. Again, thesis title. Here, if you then realise that you've made any errors on the first page, then you can edit those here. And again, the question mark will give you more information, so you should add the title of your thesis exactly as it appears on the title page. Qualification level. There are a number of choices here, but for the purposes of this, you're depositing your doctoral thesis. And your degree is a Doctor of Philosophy, PhD. Degree title. So here you should enter the degree title, so PhD in and in your subject. So I'm going to say I have a PhD in English literature. Now you should enter the date the thesis was submitted. So this is the date that you submitted your softbound thesis, not the date that you uploaded your electronic copy. So if you click the little calendar function, you'll be given the option here to choose when you submitted your thesis. So I submitted my thesis, I'm going to say back in December. Okay, Date awarded. This isn't a mandatory field, but you can enter the date the degree was awarded or the date when you plan to attend your degree congregation. So if you know this date, please enter it here. Abstract. So here you should enter the abstract of your thesis as it appears on the hardbound copy. So I'm not going to type something in here, but I will just put that this is a test, but you should put in your full abstract as it appears on the hardbound copy. Now, keywords. The keywords are used to help others when they're searching in Apollo to come up and find your thesis. Therefore, it's worth thinking about 2 or 3 keywords that you might like to put here, which then people can find your thesis later on. So I've got a PhD in English literature, so I'm going to put in here Dickens, and then I'm going to put English literature in there. Okay, so as you scroll down the page, you should now choose the access to your digital thesis. So this is where you choose the access level. So if you've got to this point and this seems new to you and you're unsure what you might need to put here, then I suggest you go back further into the LibGuide and watch the video on the access levels that you can choose from for your thesis. So on this occasion, I'm going to choose that my thesis is going to be open access, but you can choose whichever one is relevant to your thesis here. Rights and licensing. So on this occasion, you should choose the drop-down menu, and because I choose open access, I can choose any of these licenses. So I can retain the copyright by using an all rights reserved license, or I can allow reuse by choosing any of the CC BY Creative Commons licenses. So on this occasion, I'm going to choose CC BY. Use of third-party copyright material in your thesis. So here you should state whether there was any material that you have had to get copyright for and whether you've cleared it or not. So I'm going to say in this occasion that there was copyright cleared and all the copyright material has been cleared for use. You'll see on the right hand side that there's information about what sort of copyright you should be getting permission for, and also at the bottom of the LibGuide there is links which you'll be able to click which take you through to our website of more information about copyright and how you should clear those copyright permissions. Use of confidential and/or sensitive information. So you need to say whether your thesis contains any sensitive information, and if you have got sensitive information in your thesis, then thinking about the access level that you've chosen is really important. So on this occasion, I don't have any sensitive information, so none. Now the next few boxes are not mandatory, but you may wish to fill them in. So if you've been sponsored or have any other sources of funding which you would like to declare in relation to your thesis, then you can put that in the sponsorship and other sources of funding box. If you have any comments for the thesis team, so if you're concerned about the access level you may have chosen, or you'd just like to let us know anything, then please put that in the comment for the thesis team. And then you can, if you have any data sets that you may have cited or any related resources, then you can add them into that box there, cited data sets. And finally, you should then agree that to the thesis authenticity statement. So you need to certify that it's a direct digital equivalent of the copy of the thesis approved by the university. So I'm happy that nothing has changed, that everything is as it was submitted to the degree committee. So I'm going to click the box and move on. So to move on, we press save. So now you can enter any grants that may be linked to your thesis. Now these grants are grants that are already linked to your Symplectic Elements account. If you do need to add a grant, then you'll see here at the top of the page that you need to contact the Research Strategy Office, and they'll be able to help add your grant to Symplectic Elements. So on the right hand side, there are a number of filters. So you can filter by related to. So I'm going to filter and look for any grants that are related to me. So I don't actually have any grants, and that's fine because I don't have a grant to link, but that's just to show you that you can link grants. So I'm going to say that it's not externally funded. Now, here is the point at which you need to upload the files that you would like to deposit into Apollo for your thesis. So you need to click this big button here, deposit to Apollo. So you're now guided into this page in order to deposit your publication. Now, on the left-hand side, we have a number of different advice on what you should do when you're depositing your thesis. So a lot of this is already mentioned in the thesis libguide, but it's here again for your reference as you're uploading your files. So you should make sure that you have your completed and signed thesis form, an electronic copy of the version of your PhD thesis as it was approved. So there is a number of different options for the file version that you may be depositing. On the left-hand side, there is advice as to which file version type you should choose in relation to which form. So I'm going to now upload my thesis confirmation form, and that should be uploaded as supporting information. So I choose the file. So I'm now going to choose the file, and this is my access form. And this is going in as supporting information. So I want to use this file. And now I want to upload another file. So my PhD thesis file should be uploaded as the accepted version. Okay, upload another file, choose the file, my thesis, and that's going in as accepted version. And I can use this file. I'm now happy that I've put those files in the right place. I've followed the guidance on the left-hand side, and now I need to complete the deposit. So if you'd like to read the repository terms, then you can do so by clicking this link here. And once you've done that, you can then deposit. So I'm going to simply deposit. Depending on how big your files are, this may take longer than expected, but this will complete in time. If you have any issues, then you should contact the thesis at repository.cam.ac.uk and contact a member of the team if you're having issues. So now you'll see your publication is deposited. So now you can view your publication details. So now this takes you into the symplectic elements record for your thesis. So if you scroll down, on the right-hand side, on the history, you can see that we deposited the 2 files. And now you can see here all the information that you filled in those boxes on the first page. If for whatever reason you feel something in here is not correct, then you can edit the record, and that will allow you to make any changes that you need to. If you have any further questions about depositing your electronic thesis, then please contact the thesis team and they'll be more than happy to assist. Thank you very much.